What's up, Rubits? Little Big Robots back with another video. Let me move my mic a little bit here. So today, I thought, oh, there we go. I'll get this mic situated. I thought it'd be really fun. You might hear my, maybe not, but you might hear my new kitten mewing in the background. She's still, we're keeping her separated from the current cat just in case for now. So she's mewing like a baby. If you're new here and you like 2 toy videos per week, usually on Wednesday and Saturday, subscribe, please. There's a button right around this area. If you could please subscribe. A like would be fine too, but subscribe. I'm trying to get to, 8, 9, 10,000 by the end of 2024. And like I said, I do 2 videos a week. Really enjoy this stuff. My channel is all about literally this, little versions of big robots. Today I'm going to be looking at something that's really, really cool. I've been getting into these Gundam Universe figs. And Gundam Universe is basically an action figure line of Gundam toys. So instead of a model kit, it's an actual toy. Some of them, you might hear my trash truck now as well. Some of them have model-like type of things where they have pieces you snap and stuff. But basically, they're a toy. This is the Sazabi, which is a larger toy than the others. So it's still the same scale, but it's quite a bit larger. And I thought what would be fun to do. I thought what would be fun to do today, I should say, is compare the Sazabi Universe one to the RG Sazabi. Now, this is a little bit of an unfair comparison, but I was really excited to do this because it also brings up some really interesting points about the difference between maybe a toy and a model kit, or is a model kit a toy? That sort of thing. And, the thing is I often tell people if they want to get in, like have a kid and they want to get into toy collecting or toy stuff, the whole world of plastic fun and all that, what's a good way to do that? And I really do think that model kits are one of the very best ways to do that, because we have to define what a toy is. And a toy is it's probably safe to define a toy as something that you're actually that a child will normally pick up and play with. So a toy could be a stick or a rock or whatever, but it's something that fires off your imagination. I'm fascinated by this definition. I even thought about writing a book about toys and the history of toys. But really, a model kit, the main purpose of the model kit is to build it and to enjoy, the assembly process and all that. And then the main point of the toy is to buy it and not necessarily assemble it, but pose it and have fun with it. Play with it if you're a child. Us adults play with our toys by posing them, stuff like that. But I do think that if you have a kid who's maybe a little older, who's not going to necessarily roughhouse with the toys, I think a model kit is perfect because you get a lot of value, but you also get the ability to build it with the kid, or the kid can build it and you get some hand-eye coordination going, can get some, maybe do some customizations later on, can really get into some neat aspects of model building that you can't necessarily with toys. You could always customize these, of course, but it's really, really important to do with toys. With model kits. So this is the RG, which is called the real grade line. It's a 1/144 scale model kit line. It's known to have more details, almost like a master grade, but in a smaller form. A master grade means it's a more detailed model kit. This is a toy. And so it's held together, it's going to stay held together unless I break it. This, because it's an assembled model, I can take it apart and reassemble it because the parts are held together with tension using little rubber bits and stuff like that. RGs are known for their details. So this thing is known to be one of the most detailed. It's just tons of fun little gimmicks and details. And when I say gimmicks, I mean, let's say like little flaps that move, little details, engineered details, maybe a transformation, stuff like that. The Universe toy is not as full of gimmicks at all, really, and is just meant to be kind of an action figure. So think of that as an action figure. Think of this as something you set on your shelf and maybe don't play with as much. Although I could see it happening. These are just much more fragile because they are a model kit. They're meant to come apart here and there. So as you can see, just as I'm looking at them, there is quite a difference here. You're going to see just the amount of detail in both and how much more detail there is in the RG. So it's a bit of an unfair comparison normally. But be aware that this guy here, the Universe model or toy, is about $45. I got it on sale for I think $27 or something because I had some little, if you use a credit card with points on it, You can use those points to get little discounts and stuff on, it's fun. So I don't know that I would have normally bought him at 45, but it's a fun, sturdy toy. This guy normally was 60, 70, I think, when it came out, and now you can easily find this for 45. Just to show you an example, let me show you the head here. Let me see if I can get this. It's going to be kind of hard to show you. Maybe I need to take the head off if I can, and I'll show you. Look when I even pull the head off. It's got this neck. Just the neck alone is detailed. But the head opens like this, and I believe that is, I wanted to say that's the cockpit in there, isn't it? But it closes back like that, and then you can see the details of the neck hole. It's just stacked with details, these RGs. They're really, really fun. Every little, flap and stuff has stuff behind it. You've got these fantastic side skirt or feet skirt thrusters that actually can pop out. The foot has like 3,000 points of articulation. My other kitty's concerned about my kitten. I'll get her in a minute, Amy. You've got like a claw foot. You can see in there. The knee has these cool like piston-y things. You're gonna see a cool piston effect. See that cool piston effect on the arm there? Well, if I compare it to this one here, you're going to see almost nothing like that, really. Let's see if I can get a shot here. I'm trying to. So you can see when I've been there, there's no piston effect. So this is meant to be, it is less detailed, but it is a toy. Even this sword here, the one that comes with the model kit, is much more, see if I can get it off here, is much more dynamic. The one with the model kit, I didn't grab it, but it has a large see-through plastic, but this is a nice color, the gold. The gun just slots in. The gun looks about the same on both the model kit, except I believe on the model kit this works. You're going to have a lot of action in the model kit you do not get in the toy. These individual pods pop out on the model kit, no problem. They're like individuals, and I believe they even open. Yeah, so each one, it's little. Let's see if I can get this going here. Each little fin there opens. I'm trying to do this in camera, sorry about that. Each little fin opens and you can see the details of each little pod. So that's just one of 6. This one doesn't even have the centerpiece, but you can, if there's Emmy, but you can pop those out. It's kind of hard, but they're not nearly as detailed. You can see the head there. It doesn't have the cockpit thing. It's just a one piece of thing. So it's not really a fair comparison as far as to say which one is more detailed. Obviously the RG is going to be way more detailed. Probably way more posable, but with the toy you're not really necessarily paying for that. What you're paying for is something that you can play with, that is it can take a fall from the shelf. It can it's a bit more sturdier. It can hold a pose probably for longer because the polycaps, the little rubber bits in these guys do get loose over time. But I've had this guy since it came out. I have taken him apart, stored him a million times. I moved across the country with him in a cardboard box inside a plastic bag. And I still, even though he's a little loose here and there, this is one of the best. It's still just I could probably drop this from a shelf onto a carpeted floor and it'd be fine. This one I could probably drop from a shelf onto a tile floor and it'd probably break. It would take that, but both of them would. This one falls on a onto a tile floor, I should say. It'd probably snap easy. So there's not a comparison as far as sturdiness and detail. This is much more detailed, much more fun to build. This is for collecting, really, and is for it's an action figure. If you have a child and they play with this, they can actually play with this. It's pretty posable. It's not nearly as posable, but you do have all the same or similar type of gimmicks. Look at that, popped right off. But you can see there it has just a basic holder, so it's not a big deal. So even though that popped off, it popped right back on. These individual parts pop off. And again, I don't even think this is the same version of Sazabi. Somebody correct me. I'm not big on the Sazabi and all that. I know it, but this is from Seed. I can't remember. But what does that mean? Is this a different one? Either way, it just depends on what you're wanting. I absolutely love this Universe line, and I'm collecting more of them. I'm eventually going to collect all of them, hopefully, because they are a fun action figure. They're relatively cheap. The normal ones of these are like $24, $25. This RG is anywhere from $30 to $70, depending on which one you're getting. But with almost every model kit, the advantage is that if the RG line, I should say, they do stick around for a while, and they do often go on sale. Am I missing his little? Oh, there it is. It went down. Okay, duh. So yes, you get tons more detail with the RG, but you know, it depends on what you're trying to go for. If you don't feel like building something, you just feel like posing something for toy photography, something that you could also, you know, you could customize these. A lot of these parts do come off. It's not impossible to get them off. As you can see, the shoulder fell off. This came off the other day. How did I get this off? Oh yeah, it's just a poly cap in there with the little line. So you could technically take this apart, see, and you could paint that. You see how the parts, let me show you this side skirt as a comparison. See if I can get it off here. See, I mean, the whole waist it's just this amazing, I don't want to break anything. It's just a real, yeah, here, this will show you. Look at that, compare it. See all the detail in there and how it's kind of realistically attached? That's just attached. So it's on its own little arm. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's really, the detail is really sickening in this Sazabi. It's a really fun kit. If you haven't built an RG before, or if you want a fun kit that even if you're not into the design, which I'm not really into the Sazabi's design, but you want to build something and see great engineering, these are so fun. But if you want an action figure to stick on your shelf and to pose, this is fine too. So it does do some, you know, some posing. It doesn't go way up. The skirt doesn't go way up. It does do the double kick and all that stuff. You can see the feet it's just one solid thing. The Sazabi has all those break points in there. So you're not going to even do as many, you're going to be able to pose a lot more with the model kit. But again, that's what you're paying for those model kits. It's not really fair comparing the Sazabi now on sale price wise to this on its normal price, because when this was normally priced, it would be $34 more, you know, something like that. So you are getting the better deal kind of with this in some ways. So just a point of comparison there, but really, really fun. This is a little taller too. I don't know if these are supposed to be the same scale, 1/144. I thought they were. But this is just a little bit taller, a little bit more regal looking. So, but there you go. So if you ever wanted to buy those two, I would buy them both, honestly, if you're collecting Sazabis or if you're collecting, you know, any particular line. They're both fantastic looking, sitting on the shelf. I really like the Universe line, but I really like the RG line too. So I just thought you guys would want to see that. This is a really fun comparison. What's the difference here? Let me know in the comments. Personally, I refer to model kits as toys when I'm pressed, kind of like I refer to action figures as dolls, because that's dolls as the umbrella and action figures fall under the doll umbrella. Toys, I think a toy, like a model kit I should say, when you look down, look it up, I should say, and look into it, and you put it together and you pose it, you're playing with it. Sorry, buddy, but it's a toy. So, but anyway, fantastic. I really love both of these. Go pick them up if you can, especially the RG. You will not regret it. Have a good day. Bye-bye.